Hello, CUBE community. Welcome back to the AI Security Summit in San Francisco, California. This is Jackie McGuire, the practice lead and principal analyst for security at theCUBE. I am lucky enough to be joined by Peter McKay and Manoj Nair. Peter, you are the Chief Executive Officer at Snyk, and Manoj, you are the Chief Innovation Officer. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks. So we were just talking before we started, and I think it would be great to start out with why are we here? So what was the onus for, obviously AI security is a very, very hot topic right now, but what was kind of the motivation to make an event out of this and bring all these awesome vendors together?
We've always been very focused on trying to help the developer community learn more about developing more secure code. And so when we started to see all these different AI events happening all over the world, when we went to look for where the AI security events were, there weren't any. And so we said, well, this is such an important part of what's going on in the industry. Everybody is trying to move faster and faster around AI, but then nobody's thinking about the security aspect of it, and there's no forum for people to go to actually learn about it. And so we said, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to create an event. We're going to make it an industry event, similar to like an RSA and others, all around AI security, where we could bring in industry leaders, thought leaders, good presenters that could come together with customers and different people around the industry to talk about AI security. What's going on, what's some of the challenges, what's some of the issues, what are the risks, and have a very constructive session where we could go through one for more of the business side, and then day two is more the practitioners, where they can actually get certified on developing secure agents and agentic applications. And so business and business/security, but practitioners as well, and it's been incredibly successful.
Yeah, amazing. Manoj, I saw this morning when I came in, there was a leaders in AI breakfast, there was a women in technology breakfast, I know you have a CISO track. Can you talk to me a little bit about the thought you put into developing the different tracks and what you were hoping people would get out of them?
You know, the women in cyber and AI track was very simple. As we started getting, Peter talked about how we just started 3.5 months ago to conceive this thing, and all of our initial speakers, there was no diversity. And so we said, okay, this is a real problem. Obviously cybersecurity has had this problem, tech has had this problem. Let's actually not just talk about it, let's do something. So we partnered with the Forte Group, and we said, let's bring the leaders and let's figure out what we can do. And so that was great, and it was so good to see that. And we wanted to also bring in various perspectives for the leaders in the group. Like Peter talked about education. We partnered with the AI Engineer World's Fair. They had like 3,000 folks attend the last summit here in June, July, and there was no security track. So we said, well, why don't we partner and you guys come in and join us in creating this. So what do you do to educate various leaders? We had engineering leaders, product, CEOs. So we wanted to give them various different lenses on how to think about it. So think about like enterprise customers who've been very successful, and we have partnered with these customers, so let's get them to talk about their journey. But what could the others, maybe who are not as far along in that, learn from them? And then we had investors who are investing in the space.
That was good.
Well, they have very unique lens because they're looking at this entrepreneurial founders and very early stage. So it was really bringing various perspectives, and I loved, we had how do we think about the human part of all this? So we're trying to like really make it educational, but also invest in, growing the entire community to think about how security can be foundational for this wave.
Yeah, well, I certainly appreciate the support for women in technology. I work with a whole bunch of different nonprofits kind of trying to further that, and I will say that we've made pretty great strides in the last several years. I see more representation. I speak at high schools and colleges all the time, and we're close to 50-50 in terms of the ratio. Obviously, once you get into the workplace, that falls off. So I think we have some work to do there, building bridges between
it's happening.
Between education and enterprise. But we're getting there. So what have you heard from customers, Peter? What are they telling you? What are you getting out of this yourself?
Yeah, I think for us, it's. We have every conversation we have with, whether it's a Fortune 200 company or a mid-market or early, everybody is trying to get the benefits of AI, and they're trying to embed AI into everything they do and go faster and faster and faster. And so we've always kind of had, our mission was always around develop fast, but stay secure at the same time. So for us, it's very much around leverage the benefits you get from AI and the productivity and the enhancements and the autonomous, the agentic, all the things you get. But but leverage the Snyk to help embed that into the process so you can go fast without having the risk associated with it. And educating them along the way around like the new attack vectors, new things that are happening as you start moving to more of that agentic AI models. And so it's very collaborative. We're working with the top companies, but we're also trying to educate the market because it is new. It's like when in the cloud era where everybody started moving all these applications to the cloud, it opened up a whole new attack surface that people didn't know about, and so they had to go through this education, and then the whole cloud security industry came. We see the same thing happen in AI security, and so we're having all these conversations. Part of it's enablement, part of it's building out our platform much more aggressively, but we're doing it in conjunction with the industry, and that's where this event is very crucial in making sure we're having those conversations.
Yeah, I am definitely the poster child for security problems in data science. I started out in finance, did a data science boot camp, and for me, Python was just kind of the medium between me and calculus. Yeah. So I knew how to use APIs to get the data I wanted. I don't think in 2017 and 18 I was right. I was definitely hard coding keys, and and you can only know so much, right? So there's problems from both ends, I think. I shared with you some of the research I've been doing, and I wrote a really long piece that's kind of a very, very long piece on securing agentic AI, and it was mostly because I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, it isn't out there.
Where's the one thing that tells me how these things can be abused, how to protect against it, what companies are doing in this space? And yeah, I think you've got security teams who are not as well versed in things like MCP and the threats that come along with that, and then you've also got data scientists who are not well versed in writing secure code at all. So it's a necessity to have some type of technology in the middle. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more later on, Evo and what you're doing there.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So Manoj, from your perspective, looking back, say a year ago, how has the conversation around innovation in this space changed? And what do you think is going to happen, I guess, going into the future? We can start with the past, but then looking forward, what do you anticipate your customers are going to need from you?
It's a great question.
Other than
AI
coffee.
Era, they are
changing by the day.
Yeah.
A year seems a long time ago, but I feel like a year ago we were still talking about things like, is AI generated code risky? Is it more risky than human generated code? And I don't think people now ask that question.
No.
It's gone to a point where we had something called Secure at Inception that we launched at Black Hat. This is us putting security context directly into Cursor, directly into Windsurf. And so that's, at the stage today, that was part of the conversation. Like this foundation, it's not anymore a conversation, it's assumed. It's assumed that everyone will use AI coding tools to build software, but it's also now for the leaders, it's just expected that security context is built in, which is such a far journey in a year. Like we had not a single agentic coding assistant that would accept context. You talk about MCP, and this was hard work, and now we have over a dozen, right? Cursor, Windsurf, we announced a partnership with Cognition, Copilot, Codo. So it's a long list of companies. Some are talking here. Cognition is about to get on the stage, and it's so good to see that change. It's good to see that the AI companies are seeing the value in security being part of the conversation. Then no, we're growing so fast we don't even need to think about it. And I think that's because of customers who have asked the question much more aggressively than the cloud era. So I think that's like looking back, like we've made that progress. I think looking forward now, look, software in the world, now AI is eating software. Everyone's building, you just talked about the long research. Everyone is building agentic apps. They might be deployed only internally in some cases, but there's a lot of power, and many have started deploying it in a customer-facing way. The risks are just starting to be understood. We acquired a company that, as we were trying to acquire them, they also disclosed that they found GitHub's MCP server to be exploitable. And that was like, it just changed the whole, like, I'm glad we were already in that conversation.
Yeah, I'm glad we were buying them at that time when we did it. Right?
And so, but in our customers, what happened? It was like, oh, let's shut down MCPUs.
Yeah.
Which now you think about the innovation side of the house, and that's what's happening. Like, it's not a single attack. Attackers are using AI better than defenders are. I think it's a time for the industry to think about a different architecture and a lot more collaboration.
Yeah.
You got to build it into the fabric, and that's what I'm hoping, looking at a year forward, we will be talking about, hey, look, securing AI is, we've done a much better job, but it's that's where we are.
I would also add that we learned a lot over the 10 years of building kind of this DevSecOps world, and the importance of pulling together a really fragmented, application security market into a platform, and that was our AI Trust platform that we announced in May. And as we started to have more and more of these conversations with a lot of these the small, medium, and large companies, it was still, the AI security world is incredibly fragmented as well. And so we recognized early on that that same platform we built for DevSecOps is the same type of platform we need for AI SecOps, right? For that AI world where these CISOs and CIOs and CTOs would have to pull all these pieces together to solve all these different attack vectors that are opened up, or you just get it as part of this platform that we've built at Snyk. And that's what Evo and all the things that we're doing is all around bringing this AI security platform together in one spot.
Yeah, I think the orchestration piece is what Snyk got really right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
Bringing that to AI is certainly one of the necessities. One of the things that I've started to realize over the last several months, though, is that the economics around this, the pricing models for everything from, APIs to identity to authentication, like, we're still very much in the process of building these.
Yeah.
So how do you think about that in terms of, as a leader of a company, being able to stay adaptable as not just hyperscalers, but vendors across the board are all kind of trying to figure this out? So how do you think about, both providing solid direction so your customers know what's happening, but also caveating it with, hey, the whole world changes every 90 days right now.
But I think most of these customers understand where the market is. That it's constant learning, constant iteration, constant adjusting as you go. And you do this in partnership with your customers. It's different than, the DevSecOps world, which has been around for a while. This is all new, right? And everybody's kind of figuring out, wow, that's a new attack vector. Well, that's new. And so everybody's kind of working together. And the good thing is we've had great customers here talking about their journey and how we've been on that with them, figuring this out as we go, right? And bringing that learning to the masses, right? And so we've surrounded ourselves. The good thing is our customers, we have 4,700 customers, are all the most advanced in DevSecOps journey. Yeah. And we found that the most advanced AI companies are the ones that are the most advanced in their DevSecOps journey. They're ready for that step.
Because they've already got the solid
Because they already got the
foundation.
foundation, they've got the process, they got the developer mindset. They're empowering developers to embed security and empower them. And so that's just an extension right into the AI world. And so we're taking all those learnings that we've had for 10 years and bringing it to the world of AI. And that's the collaboration. So things like pricing and all that, it's like, look, we're figuring it out together. We have a credit-based model, so we're going to tweak it as we go. But the key to this is we are a partner on the journey with our customers.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, and not just because I'm here and I should say this, but genuinely, I hear nothing but good from Snyk's customers about Snyk. So you guys have definitely done a great job.
Thank you.
So Manoj, did you think about what 2026 looks like when we come back here for the AI Security Summit next year? What do you hope to be able to say that Snyk accomplished in the next year that you can really come back with customers and talk about?
Really looking at how to secure agentic applications in a much better way than we have been able to do in the past. You have to go further left, you have to go further right. It's a non-deterministic app. The old rules just don't work. That's our belief.
Yeah.
And so what we're building is not just a product. It's not another tool. It's really an architecture for taking on this new challenge where we say, why not use the power of the thing that you're trying to actually defend to help you do that, right? It's like a judo move, mental mind, like, okay, I'm going to take that adversity, make it a strength. That's where we are starting. So I would love to have that. Let's see all these partners and the folks who have sponsored and the booths around here. Are we all humming together to deliver this to our customers? And hopefully if the answer is, okay, some percentage of it is starting to happen, I think we'll end up with a much more secure world around us and a much more innovative world. Like, because without security, I think innovation is just a lie.
Yeah.
And so that's really what we want to achieve, is like those applications are much better than anything we would have done in the past.
Yeah.
Security has been too siloed too long.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and it may require changing the way we view things, right? So there's the anecdote I mentioned earlier in a different interview where if you ask 5 engineers how to solve a problem, you're going to get 7 or 8 answers. And we've always just kind of let very talented developers and engineers figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
But we're probably going to have to bring a lot more standards in, right? A lot more frameworks, we're going to have to, that's why I always laugh when people say, well, versus human development. I'm like, what is human development?
Yeah.
Because that is very human dependent on the specific person you're talking to. Like my code doesn't look like anybody else's code. Yeah. It's terrible. No, it's not annotated at all. Mine just isn't annotated and that's the thing that I was so excited about AI, because I was like, when I'm in flow state, when I'm writing Python as a data scientist, I'm not, I'm not annotating code because it's just not the first thing that comes to mind. So being able to have a developer's back and be like, hey, you can stay in flow state. We're going to do this for you. We're going to fix your security problems as you're going. That's like ideal for me. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And it keeps me from making stupid mistakes
that's
very unintentionally.
Yeah. Without you knowing it's happening, right? It's behind the scenes. It's doing it for you.
That's
it's autonomous.
We want it to be invisible. We want people to move fast. You can put a Formula One car, but if the driver is not trained, you're going to end up in the wall. So we want to make sure that the drivers are trained, but like it's right there, training them.
Maybe some bumpers.
Yes. Yes.
All right, last question. I'm going to give you each a chance to answer. If there's one thing that you want people to take away from the conference today, what would you say that is?
I think nobody has all the answers. I think the power is in the partnerships that we have together with our customers, with the ecosystem, and we work this together and we learn it and we get better as we go. And I think the more we lean in and collaborate together in forums like this, but with us and our customers, I think is the way we go and solve this problem faster than if we try to do it on our own.
Art of war, right? Think like your attackers. Our attackers don't care about IP and walled gardens, right?
They do not. That's true.
Yeah. Manoj, what about you?
I think don't separate security from innovation. Really think of that as intrinsically, and helping each other. Yeah. And I think about the human element of all of this is probably another great learning from this morning is there's so much more we can do with human creativity. AI is not trying to replace that. AI is trying to expand the bounds of what all of us can do. We can have more creative thought. And so being open to different ways of working, like it's not what we did before and AI is taking that away. No, we can do so much more together and do it in a safe way. So.
Amazing. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a wonderful conference, so thank you for putting this together. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
For theCUBE, I'm Jackie McGuire from the AI Security Summit. We will be back from San Francisco with lots more news and analysis.